There's no indication why this should be a milder recession. Absolutely not. The worst recessions we see is when the housing market takes the strongest dip. That's historically, if you go back in time, that's always been the ones that where we see we get the strongest hit in the economy. And if we look to all the data we got in terms of the housing market, which again is something that front runs the S&P and also the economy, well, then we've seen the housing affordability. We've seen NAHB, some of the indices that I'm following in terms of the housing market. They have just plummeted, and that tells me that this is going to be really bad. The only thing that is keeping Titanic afloat right now, that is the labor market, and the reason that is because companies have been hiring in people, building capacity. They were so good at doing their jobs or doing their businesses in 21 after all the stimulus came out, and they hired in people, they built the capacity, and they don't want to let it go just immediately. So they have been hanging on to it a little extra longer here and thinking, well, let's see if that demand doesn't come back. And when it doesn't, then they'll start to let people go. So it's hanging by the thread of the labor market and some will say, yeah, but maybe that can stay strong. No, because I think the businesses will see that the demand is nowhere near where it was when they build up the capacity levels that they have ready right now. So I think it will change, and it will change rather quick. And again, we have to understand that when the spiral starts to get going, then when you see the layoffs and demand crashes, and then more layoffs, then it can go really quick. So no, I don't expect us to be able to navigate ourselves out of this one, and it will be big because it's based in the housing market, and I think also we can see this time around that it's going to be on a national state level. I think we could see problems in Europe. I foresee a very big crisis in Europe. It seems like Germany and UK haven't even though we've been in a technical upturn since we had the Corona crisis. Well, we never saw actually the housing market in Germany and UK actually getting much better, which is rather extraordinary. So that means that I think this time the next downturn will be very, very big. And also, if we look at the whole speculation there is around crypto, and if I'm right, I think crypto market will reach a market size of around 4.5 trillion before we get to the top, which will be 50% higher than what we saw in 21. If we start to see a deterioration, we start to see that also crumble. We will see a lot of startups that never ever got to earn money, or where the business case is rather questionable, will be closed down as well. And I think there is going to be a lot of havoc around in different parts of the economy. So because we have been living in a world of easy money ever since 2008, and you cannot print wealth, and when you try to do it, you will have a grand time for a certain amount of years. This time has been around 15 years. It has been tried before, but eventually we will see the outcome of printing money, which will be the downside of it, which will be the collapse of the values that we thought we had.